We're up at the cottage this weekend. We're gonna be doing some steak and chicken fajitas on the griddle. We've done a few griddle videos. You guys have really liked them, so we thought we'd continue down that trend and again do steak and chicken fajitas. Super easy, super flavorful. The whole family will love them, and everybody can kind of top them their own way, and it's great for larger crowds as well. So to start with, we're gonna go with flank steak. This is classic for dealing with fajitas. We're not going to marinate this. We're going to, through this video, show you a special way to actually cut your flank steak to make sure that it's nice and tender and that people aren't just chewing and chewing and chewing on their fajitas. This will be a wonderful, flavorful cut for us. Perfect, so we've got our flank steak down on the board. What we're going to do is just put a little bit of oil on it, rub that in, get it on both sides here. We're using extra virgin olive oil for this, and it's really just to act as a binder when we put on our salt and pepper seasoning. So we're just going to go in with some fresh cracked pepper. Now we're just going to season it with a little bit of salt. We're going in with a nice fleur de sel here. All right, flip it over. Do the same on the other side. We're just going to let this rest. And in the meantime, we're gonna prep the chicken. That needs to marinate for about 2 to 3 hours. And so we'll let our steak just season and get the salt absorbing in, relaxing the muscles in the steak while we wait for the marinade to set. So now we're gonna make the marinade for the chicken. And first off, the first ingredient, just 2 teaspoons of salt. Now we need 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. Now 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And now we need the juice of 3 limes. So just roll it like this to release some of those juices internally before we slice into it. Cut it in half. You can use a fork here just to get the juice out. Now we're gonna add a little bit of heat with a jalapeno. I'm just gonna slice this finely like this. Now if you want, you can slice it lengthwise and then de-seed it, and that'll make it a little less hot. So now that we've got the 1 jalapeno in there, we're gonna go with 3 cloves of garlic. So we'll just de-skin these. We're just gonna tap these with our chef's knife to crush them. Just gonna finely mince these, release all those flavors, and throw it into our marinade bowl. Perfect, that's fine enough. Now we're just gonna mix this up. Make sure we get that cumin all around in here. And now just for a dash of color, we're gonna put a little bit of paprika in here. Mix that up one more time. Now we're all set to go. Now we've got a package of 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. We're just gonna clean these up and then slice into them lengthwise, just so that we get some of those nice long fajita chicken slices. We're slicing this before we actually put the chicken in the marinade, just so that there's more surface area and we'll get more of that marinade flavor absorbing into the chicken before we start searing these off on the griddle. So now we're just gonna take our chicken slices, get that into the marinade, and to make life easy, now we're just using the same bowl that we mixed the marinade up in. So get your chicken in there, move it around a little bit, make sure you get that mix touching all sides of the chicken here. Great, now that we've got that all mixed up, we're just gonna take this inside, sit that in the fridge for about 3 hours. All right, it's been 3 hours. We've got the griddle fired up here, nice and ripping hot. We've got the chicken marinade out, we've got the steak out here. So we're just gonna put down some neutral oil, like avocado oil. Just get that worked around the griddle here. Let's go on with the steak. We've got this ripping hot. We checked with our thermometer and it was a little north of 600 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's exactly the kind of sear that we're looking for. Have this on for 90 seconds. Time to flip it. Oh, we've got a really nice sear on the top here. While we've got the steak searing away, we're gonna use one of Cuisinart's seasonings. We've got the roasted Chipotle garlic, and we're just gonna put a bunch of this on top of the julienne onions and bell peppers that we previously cut up. Just go on there generously, and we're gonna throw these on here pretty soon. Now go in with the neutral oil. Now we're just gonna mix these up. Make sure we get that seasoning all around. Break up the onions. We don't want any onion chunks before we put this on the griddle. So we've got 22 inches of grilling surface here on cast iron. So we've got loads of room to add the veggies while our steak's searing. So we're gonna go ahead, do that, and get these grilling away. All right, our flank steak's done. So we're gonna take that off and just let that rest. So for our marinated chicken, we just had a plate on the top of the bowl. We could have used saran wrap while we had it in the fridge marinating away, but this was the easiest thing for us. So let's load that on here. Boom. Now I'll just spread this out. So you want to make sure you're flipping your vegetables periodically so that they don't get burnt. Just work them around like this, flip them, get them spread back out again. Really starting to smell the sweetness in that onion coming out, same in the bell peppers, and that roasted chipotle garlic. It's just incredible. Now I'm just gonna put the lid back on and let this steam away for a couple minutes. So as you can see, we had the grain on this flank steak running lengthwise this way. So what we wanna do as we're cutting it, we wanna be cutting against the grain. And that's really gonna make this a tender piece of meat that didn't need any marinating. So we'll start off on this end at a 45-degree angle. Just cut into it down like this. Just look at that. Beautiful medium rare. We're just gonna finish slicing this up like that. We'll cut these in half, make it perfect size for our fajitas. Now that we've got the veggies done, we're just gonna take those off. So we're just finishing up the chicken, and we're gonna slice into one of those pieces just to make sure it's all done all the way through, and we're good. So let's take this off and go build our fajitas. Now we're just gonna get some tortillas down on the griddle, heat these up. Now we're just trying to toast these. We don't wanna burn them. You just wanna flip them right when they're starting to get that nice golden brown on them, just like this one. That's perfect. So keep a close eye on these and take them off. Again, when you're getting that kind of golden brown tinge all around the tortilla. Perfect. So now to build, we're gonna go in with a tortilla, a little bit of sour cream just across the bottom like that, a little bit of avocado as well. Now we've got a bit of fresh pico de gallo. Add that on there. Now go in with a little bit of the veg. And I think this one, we're gonna try the chicken. We just wanna taste some of that marinade. So there you go, folks. That is how you make a chicken fajita or a steak fajita, your choice, up on the Cuisinart 360 Griddle Center. Oh, that is fantastic. You can taste the cumin from the chicken marinade. You can taste that roasted chipotle garlic from the Cuisinart seasoning. The vegetables, they're nice and soft, but there's still a little bit of a crunch there. Avocado, pico de gallo, the freshness, absolutely incredible. So that is how you make steak and chicken fajitas on the Cuisinart 360 Griddle Center. If you like this video,
give us a like below, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.